What is up, everybody? Welcome. Q&A with Andre session. And the point of this conversation is to always give you guys tools, nuggets that you can use throughout the week to change your life. And if you're not using this information to change your life, there's no point to being here. Just keeping it real. And I'll tell you guys why I have started to create these Q&As. In my business, Badassery Factory, I coach, I'm a public speaker, motivational speaker, all that fun stuff. And throughout the years, I get people saying like, why do you charge so much money? And then my answer is because I'm fucking good or great. And that's not egotistical. For me, it's about results. If you get phenomenal results, you should get paid equally. You should get phenomenal payment. Anyway, so the point to this is that for the people that are like, oh my God, you're too expensive, I can never afford you. To me, that's always an excuse. Obviously, for those of you guys that know me, it's an excuse. And I'm like, all right, cool. Let me call your bluff. Here's some free shit. Show up. And those fuckers, I'm still waiting for them to show up. Anyway, welcome you guys. A couple of Q&As ago, I talked about the 5XW system, which is 5 times W, meaning the 5 W's that we use in life, but we never really focus on what they really mean. So I'm using these 5 W's in my coaching now. So it's a way to really drive deep into someone's human dynamic portion of it's the subconscious mind, etc. So it has to do with the 5 W's: who, what, when, where, why. And this is the who are you that shows up to that thing. Like, who really are you, right? Who, what is, what do you want? What do you really want? Who, what, when do you want it? You got to figure out exactly in this journey where you're at, and then like how much time you got left, right? The snippet I put out today was all about fucking do it now, because we don't know how much time we have left. So what do we want? Where are you in the journey? So if you have a plan, are you 50% there? Are you 80%? Are you just like, holy shit, I'm just starting off? And then why? And you guys know the rule. If your why doesn't make you cry, you're wasting your time. So those are the 5 W's. As we talk today, would love to go deep into some of these. I see Nicole Hayner. Welcome. Goodyear, Arizona. You moved. Good job. Did you sell your condo? And if you did, I'm sure you got fucking tons of money. I'm getting back from looking at real estate right now. We're looking at, these houses. A house was listed for 1.54 million, and I'm talking an original 1962, original square feet, original 154. It multiple offers, closed at 1.8. This is just what I just looked at right now, and I'm saying, what is happening? 154, like that house, normal economy, not of this inflated bullshit, should have been like 1.2 maximum. Anyway, so 154 and then closed at 1.8. So that's the shit we're dealing with. So 65K more than you bought it. Okay, good job. Awesome. All right, let's bring on everybody. Take a deep breath. We always inhale through the nose, exhale through the mouth. So, and as you do this cleansing through the oxygen, the goal is now to ground yourself and ask me questions. Who's got the first question? Let's do this. So I'm going to go for the first one. I'm stuck in my biz. So business, he's saying biz. I'm stuck in my biz. What do I do? So first of all, anybody that's stuck in a business, that obviously means that the business is not growing, so they feel that they're stuck, that the business is stuck. But the way he placed it, I commend, because he's saying I'm stuck. I know he didn't mean this, but I understand psychology, and what he's doing is saying I'm stuck in the business, meaning that the business is stuck, but technically who runs a business, who owns the business, who is the energy behind the business is the person every single time. So a business doesn't run a person runs a business. So the idea of being stuck in a business, there are many reasons. Number one, of course, it's all you, meaning that what you've done got you to where you are today. Meanwhile, today you feel like, man, I feel like I'm capped out, money's not flowing, customers are not buying, I can't grow, I'm not scaling. Whatever the reasons are, we always, every single time, have to bring, that was redundant, always, every single time, we have to bring it back to who the person is. Who's the energy, who's the driver of that machine? And this is now where we get answers, because a business is never stuck, ever. It's the person at the helm. It's the correct or the incorrect CEO. Who's in leadership? Who is making all the decisions? Who is looking at the market today and saying, hey, are we in the right business today? Because if you're stuck, you got to look at why. Of course, it's still you, but is it you not looking at the trends? Maybe whatever you're selling, toothpicks, maybe that thing went, it's gone. It's not, people are not trending about that any longer. Or maybe it's still trending. People are still buying toothpicks, but maybe you are not placing the toothpicks into the correct hands because maybe 10 years ago you were able to market directly to restaurants and you're able to brand toothpicks directly to restaurants, and people had toothpicks, so you had a certain clientele, but maybe that dried up and you didn't adapt to the social media today. Do you think I like my face out into the world with snippets every fucking morning on I don't know how many hundreds of platforms? I don't know, but it's what's needed today. It's how people are receiving information, so I adapt to the audience. So if you guys say, hey, the only way we'll receive your information is if you're on a billboard, I will find a way to get up on billboards, because that is the only way I can feed you information to change your life, for me to run my business. So figure out what others that are successful today are doing and fucking copy them. I mean, it's really, really that simple. So one, figure out if your trend is over, because if it is, you got to maybe pivot and say, shit, toothpicks don't work anymore. I'm going to go into, branches, because branches work. I don't know, but you get the point. Get creative, figure out where you are, get involved. And of course, are you adapting to buying habits of today? And this is a big one. I see it. I see it so much in so many different industries and so many clients, buying habits. We all have buying habits that have changed. I had a conversation with the people finishing up my website today. They're a huge company in India. But we talked about how on the website, I want people to be able to opt into SMS and people to opt into the email system, because me despise email. Don't email me. Stop, don't do it. That's me. But what I do love is my phone. Oh, I got a text message. Ooh, somebody wants, something, or they're giving me something, right? That just works for me. There are people, they're like, fuck texting. I need email. Awesome. So I'm catering to both worlds. Communication today is the key. How are you getting your message out there? So if your business is stuck, see how I said your business is stuck? It's because of you. You are stuck. The business cannot possibly do shit without you. You got to take action, figure out how you're communicating to what audience. Are you talking to the wrong audience? And if you are talking to the wrong audience, figure out who the right audience is and then find a way to get them the message. And it's really that simple. And that same audience needs to hear your message 7 to 12 times. And guess what? They will now purchase from you, because all you got to do is tell them the story. Tell them why this is the best and why this will change their life. You got to create value. When people have perceived value to be this high, but the price is only this high, well, there you go. And there's that saying that says this: make people an offer so fucking good that they feel crazy for saying no. Okay, so that's that. Second part of the question, we'll move on. Let me see what you guys are up to. So Jamie's asking, how do you say fuck no to people? It's like this. Watch, look, ready? Fuck no. I'm going to do it again. Okay, ready? I'm going to switch sides just so it looks different. Okay, ready? Here we go. Ready? How to say fuck no to people. It's like this. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Fuck no. And it's that simple. That's all you got to do. I hope that helped. Whew. We're inundated with information today, right? So we have information coming from all angles, from TV, billboards, advertisements, social groups, social media, the bus bench. See, my Romanian brain flips shit. Anyway, so we're inundated. Friends, family, you get home, the news is on, fuck, shit. So we're inundated. So what happens is this: the brain cannot possibly not only not contain this information as a whole, but it doesn't know what to do with it. So what it does, it goes into overwhelm mode, because it's like it sees this monster, like, holy shit. And this is the same thing that happens when we take on too much work, too much business, too much of anything, too many commitments without having systems in place to deal with them. Businesses that fail. So the brain says, holy shit, it's so much. And what that creates is overwhelm that turns into anxiety, which really means fear of a potential negative future. So your question is how to best learn to let go in a world as it is. So this world that it is, I mean, look, here's the flip side. We live in a beautiful world. There's so much opportunity today. I know what you're talking about because there's a lot of fuckery. There's a lot of problem. Russia, this, the politics, the Americans. Oh my God, what's happening in Australia? Let's flip that bitch. How many amazing people are around today? How many people are waking up today? How many people are happier today because they understand something that was lied to them so many years ago? How many people today are grateful for a God where maybe they weren't 5, 10 years ago? So if we go down this list of gratitude, like what's working, because the brain right now, Lori, you're focused on, and this is just most society, we're focused on what's wrong. Look at the problem. The problem is this. Look at so many problems. Why not flip that into what's working? What is good? What is great? What are you grateful for today? Because, and I'm going to go back to my I am 111. That's why I built it, because most people focus so much of this dialogue up here is of what's wrong and what could go wrong and how fucked we are because of training and habits that you created. Nobody forced this upon you, but because of that, you have this repetitive story of holy shit, it's bad, it's bad, it's bad, it's bad, it's bad. And that creates stuff in the body called, I don't like this. I want to change. And on the flip side of this thing that you don't want exists the thing that you want. So that's why I'm taking you immediately to what's great about this. And this is a phenomenal question. So my challenge for you, Lori, is how to best learn to let go is to focus on the things that you love. What do you love about what's happening in the world? Because they're positive. All this negativity cannot exist without its equal and opposite side. So these negatives, these horrible things have phenomenal opposite sides. So my point is you have the answer. My challenge for you is to figure out what the fuck you're happy about. What makes you happy? What excites you? When you wake up in the morning, do you go into, oh my God, thank you, God, for everything, for being able to say thank you, God? Like just that simplicity right there. Thank you, God, for having the ability once again to say thank you, God. Oh my Lord, I mean, wow, what an opportunity to be fucking happy. Or if the brain goes immediately into, holy shit, it's another day, we're fucked, doom, gloom, over, that life is going to go in that direction. So if you want to change the direction of life, change your thoughts that are based on your beliefs. Be fucking happy. It's choice. I hope I answered you. What are some tools for courage building? Courage is the first part of cœur is heart in French. Courage is energy of the heart, or I mean, it means so many. It can go in so many directions, but it's basically action. It's a verb. It's energy, vibration, action, activity of the heart that will surpass. And this is the key, man. I love the question, but not a lot of people focus on courage. But courage will get you through anything. If you have the courage, the balls, the chutzpah to take on that business, to change your life, to be committed, Lori, to like, enough of this. This is not working. So I have the courage to do this. I have the courage to do these exercises, to do what's hard, to change these patterns of unhappiness, of doom, gloom, of the problem, overwhelm. This world is hard and it's difficult. Having the courage to change that. So the question really is how to build courage. Well, courage is emotion. Courage is of the heart. So when a mother has a child that's pinned under a car, what does the mother do? How come all of a sudden the mother gets enough power to lift the car and be able to release the child? Where does that come from? Where does that adrenaline come from? Where does this, like, are we dropping it from God? What happens is when our system goes into that courage mode of survival, oh my God. And that's why mothers are the most potent or most powerful creatures on this planet. You ladies, man, fuck, if you have a child, and it's different. If you don't have a child, it's different. But the ones that do have a child, that have given birth, that have produced life, holy shit, you have courage built in. Like from that moment forward, there's courage because you had to give birth to that child. And now guess what? You got to go protect it. Go fuck with the lioness that's got cubs, right? It's all courage. Like bring it on. I'm going to eat you. So how to build courage? It goes back to emotion. You have to understand what makes you happy. And what I mean by this is lack of courage is from a place of you not knowing you, first of all, right? So when you are insecure, confidence is low, self-worth is low, I'm not enough. Well, how the fuck could I pull courage out of that to go build $1 billion brand or a $10,000 brand or go save a life? You understand? So how to build courage is, it's simple, but it takes time. Just like everything else we talk about, you build courage by building you. You get to, unless there's an emergency. If there's an emergency, like a child under a car, you will pick it up because you bypass all of your fears. You go straight to God. And that's where the power is. Like, oh, car's nothing. Yeah, whatever. Truck, yeah, got this. Not a problem because there was a baby. So when you want, what you really want, when your want is powerful enough to overcome the inabilities, the I'm not enough, the self-worth, self-esteem, the lack of self-awareness, when all that, when you're ready to do something about all of that, that's when this thing will kick in called courage. So funny enough, you require courage from a place of want in order to change you, to get the self-esteem up, for you to feel fucking powerful, for you to feel like you are made perfect by God. Whatever you believe in. You believe in the universe, you believe that tree made you. I don't give a shit because here's why. Here's why. And people are like, oh my God, you're blasphemous. Fuck you, I'm not blasphemous. Here's the scientific science behind it and the scientific proof. Belief is belief. You believe that God gave you life. Awesome. You're going to have the same stuff happen in your body as believing that the tree gave you life. And I'm not saying either one is right or wrong. Believe what you want. As long as it's making you a better person, as long as it's taking you to higher levels of vibration, you fucking won. You're going to, believing in a tree and taking action and doing something to change your life that's going to affect other people around you is much better, in my opinion, than the Bible thumpers saying, oh, it's only in the Bible, but they do nothing with it. They just fucking preach the Bible. They don't grow. They don't change other people's lives. So, oh, you got to read scripture. Cool. Are you changing? Are you growing? Do you have courage like Jesus did? Oh, you don't? Then fuck off. That's it. Keeping it very simple. Great question. Thank you for that. That was awesome. I love the concept and the topic of courage because I connect to my father. My father had a phenomenal past in Romania, anti-communist, went to prison 14 years, and then the courage. I mean, fuck, talk about that courage, right? Comes out alive. Most of his friends didn't. But comes out alive, gets married, starts having kids, and fucking moves to America. No English, no money, 4 kids. Holy shit. Moves to America, just like we're getting out of communism. That's courage. You follow me? Like, it didn't matter. So when you connect to that place in the heart of, I can do anything, and a lot of people find courage, funny enough, with a faith in God. And my father was very faithful in God. So for him, that faith, that courage, he was fucking unstoppable. So thank you. So I love the concept of courage because if most people had courage, we'd be in such a different world, because to have courage, you need the other elements unless there's an emergency. Like my father had an emergency. He's like, we're getting the fuck out, 911. Thank you for that. What are some tips for pivoting in business? Phenomenal question. Pivoting simply means that you're going into one direction, and then at one point you decide to pivot into a totally different direction. That's what pivot means. The concept of pivot means to turn in place. To whatever angle, degree, it doesn't matter. You're pivoting into a different direction. So phenomenal question. Most businesses don't pivot because, remember, what or who runs a business? Human beings, right? Businesses don't run themselves. Well, there's AI. Fuck AI. Who invented AI? Who codes it? Still human beings. Anyway, So the idea that most people don't pivot is because of fear. And this is the dilemma in so many businesses that you watch out there today. They keep doing this and trying this and trying to mold it and fuck with it and change the color and put ribbons on it and sprinkle flakes. And oh my God, still not, we're capped out. We're not scaling. We're not building. We're not growing. Okay, so at what point do you stop? At what point do you stop? And every single business has to look at reality, meaning when I use the analogy of the toothpick business, but it could be any business. And, if I was coaching you, Jesse, we would have a conversation around what do you do for a living? I would ask you some very specific questions. Last year's revenue, year before, it's like last 5 years revenue projected for 22, 23, 24, 25. I would want to know what your numbers are, whether they're real for the future or not. And where things are at. Where's market share? Who's your competition? Do you have competition? So you got to do inventory of reality. And since you're asking the question about pivoting, that means that technically there's a problem. There's an issue. You're not growing, revenue capped, profit is very low, maybe no profit, maybe you're running in the red. I don't know, but pivoting comes typically out of a problem unless you're really, really, really good at noticing and watching business trends, and you know what's coming up, and you're like, I see what's coming. We're going to go in that direction. So there are different reasons for pivoting, but most people pivot out of pain. There's got to be some kind of pain. So I would figure out your pain. So your question is when to pivot. You want to pivot when what you've done is obviously, number one, not working. You've exhausted, and don't exhaust avenues to the point to where you go bankrupt, to where you can't pivot anymore. The biggest thing I tell people, and it's something I wish I did in my early 20s and even in my 30s, and even in my 40s, I wish I brought in help sooner, or I wish I brought in help, period. Get coaches, get financial advisors, get business consultants that know what the fuck they're doing. Let them look at your stuff, because look, and I'll bet you money, Jesse, that you did not go to school, Harvard or whatever, to run a business. And even if you have an MBA in business, it doesn't teach you what the fucking street requires you to do to run a business. None of us went to school. We don't know what it looks like to get a degree in running a fucking business successfully, with the stress, with the problems, with the drama of employees and clients and customers, and how to manage money and how to be efficient with bookkeeping. And holy Lord, there is so much, right? But nobody taught us this stuff. So that's why most pivots come out of problems. So once we would figure out for you, Jesse, what the problem was, and we've got to figure out, did you already try everything that's tryable, doable, or do we still need to do a couple of things to make sure that you need to pivot? So inventory is the biggest thing I would tell you to do. But then as soon as you do inventory and you know it's time to pivot, you want to pivot as fast as humanly fucking possible. You want to attack this thing like the world is on fire. You want to shift everything into the new as fast as possible, which means, because once you have made the decision to pivot, that means you've already changed. You're going now into this new direction. The moment you got the idea of pivoting, I'm already going to tell you that you need to pivot. We don't get ideas that we're not supposed to do. Keep that in mind. I mean, there's some evil shit like, don't go rape someone. So those are not ideas. We're talking specific about business. If this idea has taken space in your capacity, then it's meant for you to do, is my belief. I would still do the homework, figure out inventory, where are things at, how good, how bad, what are the opportunities, what are the assets, the liabilities, where are we at? Get a coach to look at that shit with you, pay somebody, whatever, and then boom. But when you pivot, my God, go and go fast. Hope I answered that question. Jessie has another question because she is a badass. She's got 3. You guys are getting spanked. Ha! Good job, Jessie. All right, second question. What are some ways to get out of perfection paralysis? Oh my God, I love this one. I love it because my wife Tammy is a Virgo, and Virgos of her specific type and style, and just Tammy, she was exactly everything had to be fucking perfect. And you can ask her today why everything has to be perfect or had to be perfect back in the day. And she'll tell you, because that's just the way I'm built. And she would tell you that this is the only way that it's possible. So what happens is, and by no means am I talking shit about you or Tammy, but here's why we look to be perfect. And I've never had perfection paralysis, but I've had situations where I've done things to make sure that they're good, they're great, to get somebody's attention. So the only reason we want for things to be perfect to the point to where they stop us from producing, creating, launching a business, doing a Facebook Live, because how many people won't go on video, right? Because it's, oh, I have a pimple. My God. Becky, I like big butts, but I have a pimple, can't go live today. I'll see you next week. And this perfection just stops us. This need to be perfect stops us from creating in life. And I go back to the 5 W's. How much time do you have? How much time do you have to waste? How much time do you have to worry about a fucking pimple? Or you can just get out there and change people's lives. Like, you know, today, oh my God, I have bags, I shouldn't go live. No, I'm going live because I have a duty to serve. If I can change one of your lives in this whole conversation, my job is done. I feel great. So the question was, perfection paralysis. So listen, it's all about you. It's not about the other people. You looking for other people's attention, your need to get approval from this other people, this group, this online post, this video, the way you look, that need to give you significance is what needs to change. It's what needs to alter, grow into, I'm fucking amazing. And this is a journey that Tammy, for example, went through. She had to get to a point of, wow, I'm fucking powerful. Like, I'm a complete badass. And for whatever reason, we all have stuff from childhood, and doesn't matter where it comes from. But when you realize that, hey, I'm like, you know, this thing that's supposed to take 10 minutes is taking 10 hours, or maybe never getting done because I have that fear. So that's where you got to stop and say, fuck, what's more important? Me doing this thing, launching a business, putting up this post, getting a video up, etc. Is that more important than me wasting the next 10 hours? Because in the next 10 hours, that little video or launching that business could help how many people? Oh, so I'm really being selfish in a bad way. There are good ways to be selfish, but this is being selfish in a very negative way, because you're really beating the fuck out of yourself, because all you're saying is, I'm not good enough and I'm looking to be perfect, which means I'm not perfect. So I got to be perfect, but I'm not perfect. But I got to, you know, do this thing in a perfect way because I'm not perfect. So you keep searching something that's not fucking possible. What is possible is for you to be happy and not give a fuck. So I'm going to go back. How do you say no to people? Fuck no. Just like that. You want to get to a place called zero fucks. When you get to a place called zero fucks, life opens up. And I'm not talking about like not caring about anything or anyone. I'm just talking about not giving a shit about all these little things. You know, the concept of who moved my cheese. Well, these are all stories that you're holding on to. You're more than welcome to let them go. And just like, imagine you picked them up that some time ago, somebody told you you're not good enough. Somebody told you you're not pretty. You don't know how to run business. You're not good with money. And you collected all these thoughts and you turn them into stories. Now you're walking around life with this bag full of these bricks and you're looking to fucking be perfect. Good luck. Drop off the bags. Drop off the bags. They're not yours. There were somebody else's that chose to speak them over you and you decided to hold on to them, but now it's over. Put them down. Let them go. Boom. How do you break into speaking? Public speaking, I assume. You just got to do it. I mean, there's no science to it. You just got to find opportunities to speak on stage. It's not even like, oh my God, I'm going to get on stage. Get up in front of a few people. Literally, figure out a message. What's your message? The message will become value. Hold on a second, nobody move. Figure out a message so when you open your mouth that you're changing people's lives. The only reason ever to go up in front of a group is to change their life. If you're not changing their life, don't get up on fucking stage. Very simple, right? And I don't care if you're a pastor. I don't care if you're a salesperson selling freaking toothpicks. I don't care if it's a multi-level marketing spiel or if you want to be a motivational speaker and you're going to sell tapes at the back of the room or CDs or virtual shit. It doesn't matter. If you're not changing lives, get off stage. You don't belong there. There's a duty. It comes with a duty. So point is, figure out your message and then find and look for opportunities, attract opportunities into your life where you can go change people's lives. And it could be just one person. That person is public and you are the speaker. Public speaking. You're welcome. So I was saying something. Oh, got it. So why do I still hold back? Fear. Fear. So uncertainty is a very powerful. And it's funny because all these certainty, each one has positives and each one has negatives. But the fear of the unknown, of what's going to happen if I go down that road, is at the boogeyman. So we'd have to figure out what part of that, Joanna, because obviously you and I have worked together, we'd have to figure out what the fears are. So a question for you, and you can message me later or we can continue this next week. If you did this thing, so you're saying still the same dream, and it seems things are coming to me to take me further in that direction. If you went in that direction, what are the pros, what are the positives, and what are the cons, the negatives? So make a list of pros and cons. And when you look at the pros and cons, you got to see which one's bigger, which list is bigger. Like, oh my God, I have 30 pros and 12 cons. Okay, fuck it, I'm going forward because, my God, it's all pro. But if it's 50-50 or if it's opposite, then you got to ask yourself the question of, if these are all the cons and they happen, all these cons actually take place, am I okay with that outcome? And if it's like, the answer is, fuck no, there's no way I'm going to be able to put up with that outcome, then don't do it. But I bet you, because if it's a dream and it keeps coming to you, I will most likely guarantee that your holding back has to do with fear that has nothing to do with the future, but it's holding you back. It's exactly paralysis analysis here, right? But it's very simple. So I guess we could figure out very quickly what the fear is of the future. And then it's, you know the answer. So you know the answer because you and I have worked together. You know exactly the fucking answer. What are you scared of? What's holding you back right now from fucking doing it, from attacking this thing? What's the one thing holding you back? You're going from spiritual love energy into the tech, which is robotic, cold, left brain. So you're going from right brain to left brain. So I would have to have a conversation with you. I would literally seek out get help. Not that kind of help, but just get a coach to figure out what that looks like for you, because transitioning from all right brain work, healing, love, making the world better into gaming and NFTs, would you say gaming and tech? Yeah, there's good in that as well. That can help the world, but is it your personality? Are you a left brain person, or are you dominantly a right brain with a little bit of left brain, which is, for example, me, I'm very right, a little bit of left. And if you put me into like tech shit, I will panic. I will run. That's me. Or are you a left brain personality and you wasted your time in the right brain world, like yoga and energy healing? And I don't know. These are the things I would have to figure out, do inventory. So great point, but you got some work to do. So you are stuck, which is good. Your business is not stuck. Are you still making money even with the fact that you don't have a brand? Are you still able to do the thing that you do? Because the number one thing I would tell you is to who gives a fuck? I mean, like, literally, listen to me. And I would talk the same, and I do talk in the same identical fashion to my daughters when they're into, what do I do? And does this look better? Does it sound better? Is this word, is it going to do better? Yeah, but who gives a fuck? People are not going to buy your logo. Oh my God. Oh, I have to work with that logo. The owner's a bitch. She's just rude, mean. But the logo, I got to tell you, the logo. Oh my God, the name of the company. Oh, I have to buy one every day. It's the best name of the company in the world, but what a bitch. That guy's just a complete dick, but I'm only here because the name of the company, I got to tell you, it's just the best thing on the planet. I hope that just answered you. It doesn't fucking matter. Like, literally, It doesn't fucking matter. How much time have you wasted with this? Months, a year, 5 years? I don't know. What has that done for you? It's wasted your fucking time. So it doesn't, like literally, it doesn't fucking matter. It doesn't matter. Although, if you still are stuck in there, hire a professional to help you, like a branding consultant. And again, that's why I always go back to getting help, you guys. Fuck, I mean, I had to figure out how to drop this weight I had, and how to work out and which muscle groups are going to be better than the others. I had to learn. I got coaches. Okay, just get a coach, but it still doesn't fucking matter. Oh, so Joanna, you're saying fear of rejection. Got it. Well, okay, get over it. I mean, get over it. I mean, it's that simple. You're going to be rejected. Do you know how many times a day, a week, a month, a year I get rejected on fucking... Oh my God, I mean, it's part of business. Like, you want rejection. You want rejection because every time you get rejection, you're one step closer to approval. Every time you get a no, you're like, yep, boom, check mark. They have to be there. You can't get a yes from everybody. Not everybody's going to align with your vibration. So whatever this dream is, whatever the goal is, I don't know if you're selling toothpicks, but not everybody wants toothpicks. Or maybe you're selling wooden toothpicks, and other people like the type that you use that are like, the fucking these, right? So figure out what you're selling. Figure out how to get people to tell you no fast. Because the faster you're told no, the faster you get to yes. That's it. Very, very simple. And then, of course, I can kick your butt. We give too much of a fuck. We give too much of a fuck because we don't feel we are enough. So because we don't feel we're enough, we're not good enough, our self-esteem is not there, we're not confident, the courage part is not there. So because all that shit's empty, we go to fill it with what? We go to fill it with external stuff. We got to do got to spend money on clothes, got to have that purse, got to have the nails, got to have the brows, you got to do the hair, you got to put on the makeup. Fuck, it's empty. Then you go take all that shit off. It's like, fuck, I still feel like a dick. Fuck, nothing worked. Not giving a fuck here is the key. So Joanna, stop giving a fuck. I don't know if I've said fuck enough in this show. But stop giving a shit, because every time you give a shit, you're holding your life back from changing other people's lives. When you're supposed to be in a business, when you're supposed to launch a business, when you're supposed to be in a partnership, and you're holding back because of your own bullshit, safety concerns, I don't want to lose money, I don't want to get hurt. Well, whose bullshit is that? So because of your bullshit, you're going to hold that back from God? That's not cool. Anyway, so he's saying solve identity conflict first. If you are not self-aware, if you don't know you, stop everything, get to know you, figure you out, make you powerful, make you a badass, get that fucking courage. And I'm telling you right now, the world is yours. It's not complicated. It just takes commitment, perseverance, and some time. Just got to stay the course. So how to deal with a business partner that's changed. And I'm assuming the business partner changed for the negative, not for the positive. Number one, I'm not a big fan of partnerships. I'm just not a big fan of partnerships. Very few. I've partnered up with my brother, one of my brothers in this journey, my life journey. Very few people. I would partner up with Chris Robinson. And I'm not just saying that because it's here, but like I really would. And I'm not pitching you on anything, Chris, so calm your tits. Okay, just take those things and just calm down. Anyway, so partnerships are very, very, very difficult. You really got to know someone, and you really got to know yourself, because remember the 5 W's I talked about, the 5XW? Who are you that's showing up to the partnership? Who are you that's showing up to yourself? Do you love and respect yourself? Do you honor yourself? Do you have standards? And then from that level of consciousness, you now show up to this partnership. Well, this partnership, let's say one day when you started this thing, who were you and who was the partner? Like, who were you energetically, vibrationally? Not like, oh, my name is Tom Jones and I'm partnered up with Mary Smith. I don't give a fuck about that. What I care about is, who is the soul? Who is the person? Who are these habits? Who are you that shows up? That are you going to respect me? Are you going to honor me? Are you going to treat me kind? Are you going to be on time? Do you respect yourself enough to be on time, which means really early? How do you deal with money? How do you deal with customers and clients and potential contractors? Who are you that shows up to this thing? So if someone changed, we got to figure out why. If that person changed, because it could be up or down, and we all change. When people stay the same, man, it's, oh my God, stagnation equals death, which is very dangerous, but that's another conversation. In regards to the changing of a partner, just to answer this question quickly, you got to figure out what changed, and do you like it or you do not like it? If you like it, great. How do we get more? And then can you take on some of those attributes that your partner has because they've changed for the better? Can I become like him, her? Cool. If the changes are bad, and I don't know what that means, and there's also the opportunity that the changes are good, but because you're in a place of not seeing good, but you judge and you think it's bad. Oh, she's now, look at her. She thinks she's better than me because now she dropped 20 pounds. So she thinks she's better than God. Well, dropping 20 pounds takes a lot of fucking work and a lot of dedication. So why not admire that and respect that and love that? If she is putting you down, like I lost 20 pounds and you're still a fat fuck, okay, there's a problem. She changed in a negative way. But if she's happy, content, complimenting the world and showing up excited, you might want to follow that. But if she changed she changed for the worse, for the negative, okay, then you got to figure out, are those negative things okay with you? Obviously not, because you're asking how to deal with a business partner, but communication is key because you're asking how to deal with a business partner. So how to deal with it is the first thing you want to do is communicate. I'm huge on communication with my family, with my friends, business people in general, clients. Obviously with clients, I have to be very open to communication. It's all about communication. So if you're not able to communicate your concerns from a non-judgmental, non-attacking way, because if you go at someone, they're going to put up a wall, they're going to resist, you're going to get punched in the face, and it's like there's a fight and we don't get along anymore. Bullshit. He just didn't know how to fucking communicate because you thought you're being left behind. He lost 20 pounds and now because I'm still fat, they're going to leave me, they're going to take on another partner. So fear. So that fear comes to the conversation. Boom, I attack. Why the fuck did you lose weight? Why are you leaving me behind? What? I don't know what you're talking about. And it creates a fight, and all of a sudden the business is not going to make it because we did not know how to communicate. Back to getting help. Get a coach. So for this person, how to deal with a business partner, communicate. If you don't know how to communicate, or if there's a problem with the communication, get help. Get a fucking coach. Very simple. I'm going to tell you guys, I don't care what you do. You don't know how to make toothpicks, get a coach. There's somebody out there that knows how to make toothpicks. Cool. That was exciting. Thank you guys. Who just said I'm a badass? Hold on. What did I see? I saw something exciting. See, I love it when people claim their stuff, their shit. Who just said, yes, Jesse, you are enough and you are a fucking badass. Boom! That's how it's done, people. You got to claim this stuff, man, because we are so mind-fucked by society and media and social media, and to tell us that we're not enough, to tell us that we're pieces of shit, to tell us that we will never amount to anything, we will never achieve greatness. Like we are told, this is instilled in our DNA until we meet the right group, person, show, whatever it may be that now starts preaching over us and changing our DNA into a different direction. We pivot into our badass self. We pivot into badass. We pivot into knowing that I'm fucking amazing. That's a choice. It's a choice for me to feel amazing and to have happy thoughts and to have thoughts of greatness and to have thoughts of I'm unfucking stoppable. These are all choices. That's my challenge to you. Make a fucking choice to be happy and to be a badass. Have a phenomenal week. Please share this. If you have people that need this, invite them into the group. Push them over to this conversation. I'll see you guys next week. Prepare your questions, damn it. I love you guys. Peace out. Chris Robinson, whatever.